Hey everybody, it's Lord Magicus. Alright, we're going to play more Mono Blue Devotion and Pioneer. So, what do we got today? This is a build that a guy named Aspiring Spike played and did really well with, and it features Leyline of Anticipation, and it's a card that I am not like super familiar with, and I don't really necessarily believe in, but the basic premise of this list is that Leyline, if you have it on like turn 1, becomes a mana crypt with Nykthos. And it also lets you play all your cool stuff at flash speed. So Harbinger is much better being played in the middle of combat. You know, Gadwick on your opponent's end step is always nice, or even like Caliph when they don't see it coming. Master Waves is a beating. Like, all of these cards are ridiculously strong when you play them at flash speed. Like, they're already very strong, but like Leyline just makes them insane because the opponent never knows what to play around. Um, and because of this, there's just maxing out on Nykthos. So there's a lot more legendaries in here. You see like 3 Evs of Thassa and Caliph, but there's also 4 Leylines and 4 Nykthos, and he's going all in on this. So I don't know. It seems like a really risky, high variance kind of strategy to play this deck, but obviously when it works, it really works, and when it fails, it's gonna really fail. But I have promised that I would try this list, so see how this goes. All right. Well, I did change up the sideboard a little bit. I wanted to make sure that we were teched against some of the stuff we can expect to play against. Summary Dismissal is going to be good against like the Eldrazi ramp decks, but also against Control, because we can exile Supreme Verdict with it, so that's going to be nice. Mystical Dispute, yeah, that's also good against the Control deck. And like, these are also spells we can bring in against combo as well. Grafdigger's Cage is a pretty strong card. We want it against like the Underworld Breach decks and also Phoenix. And actually there are versions of that deck that play both of those things, so Cage will be really good against both of them. Cerulean Drake, yep, this card is our anti-red card, and Tidebinder Mage helping it out a little bit. But this can also come in against some of the other green decks, like, you know, the Stonehenge deck that we played against last time. Even though we didn't see Stonehenge, we saw a lot of like big scary green things that we definitely would want to tap down. And I'm also playing Shadow Spear because I think this card, especially combined with all this, is going to be very strong. If we can just like end step flash in like a Thassa or something, and then, you know, end up attacking for 6 unblockable lifelink, they're not going to be able to do very much about that. Like, that's going to crush them. So yeah, Shadow Spear against the red decks is just insanely good. It's also good against like basically any of the mid-range decks. So if we're fighting against creature-based decks when we want Shadow Spear, because this helps us swing the race in our favor. So we'll see how this goes. I have absolutely no idea what to expect out of this. Yeah, so here we go. League time. Let's do it. Alright. Going into round 1, so... Alright. Let's see. I'm much more comfortable playing without Leyline because it's just a terrible card to top deck. But on the other hand, if you have like Leyline into turn 3 Nykthos, like, you can do a lot of really ridiculous stuff. So we'll see. Might be all right. Okay. Come on. We are on the play, so let's do this. I mean, this seems like a perfectly reasonable hand, so I'm going to keep it. We can play Thassa's Oracle into like either Gadwick or Caliph. I'll probably play Caliph because I want to play Gadwick and draw a bunch of cards. A blue chair has mulligan to 6 cards, so... And if it looks like I'm looking off to the side here, it's because there might be a few people watching me do this at the moment. I'm testing something with Discord to see if it works, so... Port Town, Plains. Okay, so this is Control. So we'll see what we can find here with this. Wizard Retort and Thassa. Both of those are actually very good cards. I think I'm going to put on top and on top. Oh, fuck, no, I only can put one on top. Well, that's fine, because I'd want Thassa anyway. I think between the two, not knowing what they're doing just yet, I would rather have Thassa. So let's attack first. Okay, I'll play Castle Ventress and go with Caliph. Let's get some power in play. Oh, we're up against spirits. Okay, so then yeah, this is fine. So next turn, yeah, ideally if we can get Thassa in play, we can just make Caliph unblockable and just win with that. Okay. But they're probably going to hold up Spell Queller, I imagine. If they tap out here, that would be great, but otherwise... No, okay. So if they Spell Queller Thassa, do I really care? Because that's just going to set me up for Gadwick, right? So I can make 4... I can make 5 mana this turn, so... If Thassa resolves, I am just going to make this unblockable. They can Spell Queller it, and you know what? That's fine. If they do, like, Spell Queller does not want to be blocking this anyway. Okay. Let's just make Caliph unblockable and attack. And it's also, I think, safe to attack with the Oracle too. Because if they try to like double block it with like this and Queller, I can still at least kill that thing. Ooh. Okay, well, that's not going to work out then. I forgot this thing... Yeah, this thing gives the other spirits flash, so I didn't even think about that. That's alright. That just means Gadwick is going to come down next turn and do a lot. Yeah, Rattle Chains does a thing. Oops. Obsession, that's fine. Because we can still just play Gadwick with Thassa next turn, so... Like, we are still in very good position to race. It depends. If they have, like, Spell Queller, then maybe this is okay for them. Hold on a second. Scry one. Oh, that's actually fine. That's weird. So, what can happen is Nykthos can make 3 mana. Alright. This can get Gadwick out, right? If they have Spell Queller, I can counter it. But well, yeah, I can basically use the retort if they play Spell Queller. Hold on a second, I'm having trouble with showing this. I think this goes on top. I don't know if this is going to work, though. Because neither of these is actually... If you have Spell Queller, like, that's really bad, because, yeah. I don't know if there's a way to play around Queller, though. This next turn, they're still attacking for 6. Actually, they're attacking for more than that. I'm trying to think about this. I could just try to stick Gadwick and hope for the best. Because right now this only adds 3 mana, so 3 mana is not enough to do both of these things. Do I go for it or not? If I can stick Gadwick, I can protect it from removal, but... No, actually, I can't even do that, because I actually need 3 blue for this, so... I mean, actually, no, I could tap the Nykthos and 2 islands to make 3 blue. And then if it resolves, then I can protect it with Retort, but otherwise I'm not going to get to do that, so, alright. Alright, let's try it like this. Alright, he has Spell Queller, I can't do anything about that. This is frustrating. Because I don't think we can race it now, like, we're too far behind in this race. Hold on a second. Alright, well... Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think we lose, because now we can't, like, come back from this. If he had Spell Queller there, that was unfortunate. Like, we threw away the Oracle against this thing, so... Alright. Pass. We're gonna die. I think we're gonna die anyway. I can't imagine what top deck saves. I guess this was not the right thing to top deck in the face of Queller. So we're attacking for 8, but that's not... Actually, I guess maybe if we draw another Gadwick, like... I don't know if that's possible. Alright. We're not going to survive another attack. Harbinger actually might do it. Yeah, I'm going to put it on top, because what can happen is I can play Harbinger. I'll put this in... Yeah, I think I have to put this in top, because we need Gadwick to come into play. So... we can try to use the mana to... Alright, this is possible. If they have literally nothing, this works. Okay, now I think we might be okay. Yes. Alright, I think I got my other alternative thing fixed. So here I have a wizard out. If I just counter this, do I win? I might actually, because I can nick those for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. This might be good enough. Okay. I do have to pay 2 for this, right? Because they're if I let this resolve, they're just going to tap this down. They'll just tap down like Caliph, and then I lose. So, but I think no matter what, I'm going to lose here. Okay, that's enough. And that, yeah, I think we mismanaged this Thassa's Oracle. I forgot about the rattle change, and that was a problem. So, all right. So what do I want against spirits? Definitely Mystical Dispute. And probably Shadow Spear, because this is something that can race them pretty well. I think the ley lines are fine. I think Master Waves is probably not the right choice for this matchup. And what else? To cut one more thing. Maybe cut one Thassa. No, but Thassa makes everything attack unblockably. Actually, maybe we cut one Gadwick. Or it could be one of these things too. Actually, I guess maybe it's so hard. I'm not sure how to do this right. Maybe Oracle's the one. All right, I'm gonna cut one Oracle. We'll do it like this. Yeah. So yeah, that sucks. But I'm gonna be on the play this time. Now that we have a better idea of what's going on, this hand is not good. I guess this is better. Okay, I think we have to keep this and put Wizard's Retort on the bottom. Yep, Hollowed Fountain, okay. And I need to try to scry a land to the top, because I need to curve out. Okay, you got a Sailor. You might be able to Trickster it down. No, we want the island on top. Or even Brazen Borrower, I might just bounce it back to their hand, if they try to go for Obsession on it. Okay, so this... So what do you have here? I don't feel... Like, Rattle Chains is not going to do anything against this. Alright, Alright, let's get Caliph out before he can, like, Spell Queller it. Okay, sure. Mystical Dispute. I think these are more important than that anyway. We have tons of cards that can be beaters. But, yeah, I think the interaction is more important. This is fine. I can always flash in Trickster in his end step if I need to. I don't think I want to let that resolve, so the question is... Or another Spirit. Yeah, I think I do actually want to dispute that. While they're tapped out, because we still have Retort up. Because otherwise they can get to a point where they can play around that. This is a wizard, by the way, so the retort is online. Yep. Okay, give him an option to Spell Queller, because then, again, if we top deck land, then we can bounce the Spell Queller and still hold up the retort. Okay, it doesn't do anything here. That's fine. That's actually really good. Because we can still do all of this at instant speed now. So what goes on here? Nebelgast Herald. Okay. I think I just bounce it with... No, I really want to counter this thing, though. They're not going to block with it. I think I'm just going to let it resolve, and then I will bounce it with Borrower. Because I will have 3, 4... but I'm going to have to do it right. Yeah, the problem is I can't really do both of these things. I'm going to either have to counter it now, or... Yeah, let's... I guess we have to do this now. Because I don't want to tap this and not have Petty Theft. That thing is like Gadwick for them, where they can just like win attack steps with it. So right now, we are winning the race here. And if they play something important, we can just Petty Theft it. Okay. That's not really what I want right now. I'm just going to draw a card. Okay. Interesting. I could actually bounce this thing right now. It might even be in my best interest to do it, because that gives me more mana for Nykthos. Although, that also gives me the option to Vantress later, so I can add 4 or 5. I don't really want to Petty Theft this thing, though. Because it's going to give them the option to bounce stuff. No, I think I do need to do it. Because I have to, like, try to set myself up to be able to do things later. I don't want them winning this race. Alright. I mean, they might have another dispute, but I doubt it. Let's get the devotion on the board so that way Nykthos can start making absurd amounts of mana if we draw Gadwick. Because that will definitely change the course of this game. Yeah, there's no way I'm blocking any of this. So what happens here? I can make 4 mana at flash speed, so I can actually flash this in at the end of their turn if I want. I can bounce a tapped creature. There's a lot of bad things that can happen right now. Like, they still have Brazen Borrower. Could play this Leyline, but that doesn't really help me because I don't have mana to do this right now. It's going to let them counterattack. If I attack with the Borrower, chances are they're just going to throw Borrower in front of it. But I think I have to. I mean, they might have another Spectral Sailor too, which would be a problem. Like, I guess I'm okay with trading this with a Spell Queller. I don't think these are free to attack with, though, because they have too many things they can flash in right now. Yeah, that looks like Queller. No, are they just gonna block it? Alright. Okay. Well, then, you know what? I'm just gonna play this Leyline right now. Since they can't bounce it with the Borrower now, I think this is fine. Alright. So they're top decking lands, so soon they might start drawing cards with this, so we need to draw something. But now Harbinger is online at flash speed, which is nice. Yeah, that's going to make things hard. We need something quickly. I can't really attack right now. And I want to wait. I will use Nykthos to add 6 mana so I can do this and Castle Vantress at the same time. Alright. I'm not feeling it with this deck for this. That's really bad. Yeah. We have to bounce the Eagle. We only take 4 damage, and then I don't know how we win this, but use the other 4 mana to scry 2 and hope for the best. Those are not going to do it. I think we need something much... The Brazen Borrower is not really enough, because next turn they can just... We're going to go to 3 here, and we're only going to be able to block one of these things. So our best possible draw is... Yeah, I think we need, like, Gadwick. So I think this is not going to be enough. So we're going to be at 3, which means we can bounce one thing, and then, like... They're going to play another Eagle, so this will attack for... Yeah, we have to bounce, like, this one. So we'll still be taking 4. Yeah, well, you know what? This does buy us a turn, but then we can't even counterattack, though, and that's actually bad. I think we just have to hope for Gadwick, and we can't scry for it either, because if we waste the mana, then we're not going to be able to get out of this. I don't think there's any other reasonable line. Yeah, like, alright. What do we got? That's terrible. We lose. Alright. Well, that didn't go well. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe like, I'm not, I guess that first match, like, I think I threw away the first game. Yeah, the first game definitely, that was a problem. But the second game, like, I'm not sure. It's just, we never really got off the ground against him, and they have really strong 3-drops too. Like, Spell Queller, the Eagle, Nebelgast is also ridiculously bad. I like my version of the deck a little bit more, I think. Just because stuff like Siren Stormtamer matters so much more against them than something like Leyline does. Because they attack with a lot of 1 toughness creatures, so. Alright, we're in game 2. I guess we have to keep this, right? It casts spells. Ugh, I'm still trying to get used to how to play this deck. Like, there's so many bad top decks, too. Like, alright, Thoughtseize away. I mean, there's nothing they can really take that, like, screws us this time. If I top deck a Leyline, I am going to be so freaking pissed. Yeah. I guess they already know about this, and we'll just play it. So, what are we up against here? Okay, so this is like a red-black Titan deck. Gotta say, not really a fan, so escape. So it's 4 mana to escape and 5 other cards. Jesus, that's bad. Alright, let's play Thassa's Oracle. It's a 1/3 and it's a 3. See what we have on top. I don't think I want either of those things on top, actually. No. Pass. Neither of those are what's going to get us there. We need to, like, do something before this thing oh, God, that's bad. Fatal Push, yeah. This Titan is going to happen next turn. Each opponent who didn't discard a non-land card. Okay. Okay, well, we're going to be discarding this island and losing 3 life. Yeah, this has to happen. They're probably going to be able to escape this. I don't know, they have to put 1 more card in the graveyard. Right, because there's only 4 right now, so if they have like another Fabled Passage, they can. But I need this out before they can like get rid of this thing with like a Thoughtseize. The Shadow Spear on this thing is going to suck, but maybe Trickster can slow it down. I'm not blocking that. This is way too important. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, I guess we're playing this. We play Oracle. Tap this thing down. Alright, what are we looking for on top? Master of Waves seems helpful. Let's put Master on top. So the question here is, do I attack? Because if I don't think I'm going to block this, I don't think I'm going to block any of this. I need to live for Master Waves to happen. So likely what's going to happen is I'm going to Merfolk Trickster this thing, so and just take 3 from the other thing. I'm not worried about the beginning of combat trigger. They can get their Goblin. I want to make sure they're not going to equip this Shadow Spear to. Probably whatever they equip the spear to is what I'm going to be trickstering down. Yeah, okay. Oh, actually, this works too. We can do it like this. Because I can just chump block the token. And then Master of Waves can maybe stabilize. Can make like a bajillion tokens. Block. Alright, well, I mean, it's not great, but let's do it now. I mean, this is still probably winning. They use 2 Fatal Push, so they get this Titan online next turn. We're going to have to discard an island. No, they actually can't because they don't have the mana to do it. They have the mana to do that, though. That sucks. Yeah, I can't block this thing. So right? Yeah, I don't have anything that can actually block that. Oh, fuck! I forgot this thing has that stupid ability. Combat damage can't be prevented. Alright, well, let's get Thassa online. Should have just blocked with a stupid token. Yeah, this creature just has literally every ability. Well, we can't attack. No attackers. Damn it. Now they can do that, and I have nothing to stop that. At least Thassa can block this thing. They can't actually hit me with it, so... I'm fine with doing this. Yeah, Thassa's indestructible doesn't save her, but I need the questing beast to go away. We are just really good at magic cards, apparently. So I guess we're just gonna make Merfolk Trickster unblockable. Okay, well, I've definitely screwed up a lot today. I'm just not focused on this at all. That was just so dumb. I mean, I have absolutely no idea what's going on in this deck either besides this thing. And they can do it now, which I think he's going to. He has enough cards to do it. We're gonna go to 3. That sucks. Thassa, like, has to block this thing, and this has to probably block the Rabble Master. Yeah. I don't have a non-land card to discard. Alright. Yeah, I think any chance that we had at trying to stabilize this board has pretty much been blundered away. Just that? Okay. What? Oh. Interesting. Is that 13? We can only attack for 8. This thing has oh, this thing's gonna kill us next turn, so... I can't... I have 6 mana, right? I can't actually afford to scry 2 right now. Okay, so, yeah, we don't have enough to actually win with this. We need something better than that. That's not going to do it, because this thing literally just has to turn sideways. Well, we can discard the Wizard's Retort, I guess. Alright. This has trample too. Like, you know, this is over. No, we're not. No, we're done. We can't beat this because, unfortunately, like, there's too much to get through here. He just attacks with everything and we're dead. If we had not blundered Master of Waves, I think that match was ridiculously winnable. Alright, is this even worth it? Probably, I don't know, like, I think maybe just the Shadow Spear is fine. I don't know if the counterspells are actually very good or not. Tidebinder is, they have a lot of red and green creatures. I don't think I want to be bouncing things with Harbinger very much. Trickster is sort of okay. This thing is also sort of okay. If I'm bringing in 3 2-drops, I guess I take out 3 2-drops. Then I have to take out 2 more cards for these. We're playing the deck to test the stupid leyline, so I don't even want to cut it. I'm just going to take out 2 counterspells. Because the counterspells just feel really piss poor against the Titans. In fact, maybe the thing that we need to do is just bring in, like, this. I don't know. The Drake has protection from red. Alright, I'm going to bring in the 2 Summary Dismissals instead. If I'm going to have 2 counterspells, it may as well be ones that deal with the stupid Titan. I don't know what's going on today. I am not on my game whatsoever. This is a deck I'm not really wanting to play in the first place, but it's something I promised I'd test, so... I mean, this is fine. We're not getting to really see Leyline be a thing, though. Which is unfortunate, because that was part of the reason I wanted to do this, is just to play Leylines, but... I don't know, it feels so inconsistent. Okay. Pass. I guess I might play Trickster so I can equip the spear to it. Okay, yeah. It's like a free Blightning. I guess we're just getting rid of an island. We're gonna lose the 3 life. And I'm gonna equip the Shadow Spear to this thing so I can attack with it next turn. Let's get Vantress out, equip. And then anything they play next turn, we can either bounce it with Borrower or just Tram Master of Waves. Fatal Push? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. This might be something we want to do now. I don't want to do this yet until I have more devotion on the board. But there's not really a good curve. Like, I guess maybe if I find a land, then I can just like play Borrower and equip it. Alright, let's get Thassa out so we can scry for more. Or I guess maybe also scry to make sure we don't draw anything that's bad. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. That's actually sort of fine. I'll equip it now. Or no, actually, I guess if they have another removal spell, I probably don't want to equip it just yet. No, but they also have things that... See, the thing is, if I equip this right now, then the stupid Liliana's just gonna hit it. Yeah, but maybe I have to do this now. I'm trying to think if there's anything I might want to bounce with this instead. I guess I'm gonna equip it, try to avoid, I don't know. I don't have a good plan for what I'm doing here. I guess I'm just trying to maybe wake up Thassa. That's okay, that looks like Titan. Because this, I guess if I have to discard a card, I'd rather discard this to that stupid Titan. Yeah, alright, well I couldn't protect against that anyway. He's just gonna make me discard another card. I can't play the Master Waves, like, I have to discard that, I guess. It's so bad against Liliana. So I guess on the end step I'm gonna flash in Brazen Borrower. Sure. Pass. On his end step, I have to put this in play and then try to get in and kill Lily with it. Okay, well, maybe this will be alright. Because this also gives me the option to play this and then maybe equip Shadow Spear next turn. Jesus, this is so devastating. Alright, choose this. So what else do you have? Like, what else do you have? Yeah. Okay, well the Borrower at least can, like, race this thing. He's tapped out, I can do this now. I want a 2-drop creature. That's actually pretty good right now, to be honest. It just means I can't equip the Shadow Spear and do that, but you know what? That's probably still fine. Because this thing's going to be big, and then that's another thing I can threaten to equip. Just start hurting him in the face. So we actually have lethal in play if he doesn't kill the creatures. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you may as well at this point. Like, you have to deal with the board or you die. So, something. And then there's also the possibility we top deck stuff that helps us too. like top decking a 2-drop if they kill off Borrower is still fine. He has 4 cards in hand and still 2 of these in the graveyard, but casting this doesn't help him because they actually just kill him anyway. So it's got to be something else. Okay, Abrupt Decay on that thing. Yeah. But again, we can draw a 2-drop and then equip the Spear to like Thassa. Or even the Borrower. I think the Borrower is probably the safer thing to do because it protects it from Liliana. We gain 1 less life, but that's fine. Oh, never mind. He just had like every removal spell. Epic Downfall. So now there is nothing we can top deck to turns on Thassa, but I'm still going to take that. Yeah. Okay, so Epic Downfall, that wasn't a card I was expecting him to have, but sure. So let's see, we've seen Fatal Push, Liliana, Murderous Rider, Abrupt Decay, and Epic Downfall, so there's 2 Fatal Pushes actually. Alright, is it Titan time? So, I mean, we could still just race the Titan by equipping this thing and then, you know, giving it unblockable. This isn't actually enough to, like, race us. Okay, so what's on top? I don't want that. That's not bad, actually. Or I could also flash this in. No, I think what's going to happen is he's going to attack with this thing. Or no, you know what? Before he attacks with it, I'm just going to bounce it back to his hand. But, okay, so I could get in for 3. Does that help? The thing is, I can't use the Shadow Spear and that at the same time. I guess, yeah, there's not really a winning plan for me right now. I can swing the life total by 4, or I can try to play this Brazen Borrower. This thing still can't really attack, though. Like, no, it can, because he still has another one in the graveyard, I guess. And I don't want to bounce it back to hand, because it's actually pretty easy for him to just replay it. Well, would he no, I guess he wouldn't want to replay this thing, right? So, I equip this thing. It's so hard to decide what to do, because I'm losing the Borrower if this thing attacks, but I'm also putting him to 6 and then potentially killing him. It's so close. If I play the Borrower, this thing becomes a 5 power, and then depending on what removal spell he has, like that might be enough. I don't know. I guess I'm going to equip and I'm going to just throw away the Borrower, because we'll just try to top deck something else next turn. This is already pretty scary on its own. Again, I'm still in a position where if I top deck a 2-drop, then he's dead. So something has to happen here. Oh, I don't like this at all. You could just play the other one from the graveyard, I guess. No, Liliana. Okay, that makes sense. If that's all you have, though, I might still be okay. Yeah, I think I do put this on top. Yeah, we just draw a card, I guess. Let's see if he has a removal spell. Because I'm just going to attack him and kill him for 10. Okay. You know what? Maybe we do need the counter spells. He has Lily. These anticipations don't... I don't know. They're sort of okay. It plays around like Liliana, and he does have some sorcery stuff that this plays around. But if he has like Liliana, then Master Waves just seems like it's really bad. Yeah. Mm. Alright. Okay, so he does have a lot of removal that deals with this. There's also a bunch of stuff that doesn't. If you're playing Liliana, I don't know, it's hard to say, like, maybe we don't want Master. What would I bring in instead? This is not great. If he's like turn 2 just jamming that stupid Titan, like that's terrible for us. He has Abrupt Decay to get rid of the cage, so like this isn't even that big a deal, I think. Let's see. So the question is, do we want this? I don't know. We're running out of time. We gotta figure this out. Okay. These seem fine. Borrower is a little bit... This card's actually a little bit weak, but it does have flying, so... I don't know. Alright, let's... I guess I'm just gonna go with the retorts. Yeah, I mean, the Titan is so dangerous, but whatever. Like, sure. Keep it, I guess. Hope that Master Waves is fine. We'll play Oracle and try to scry into something, I guess. Okay, his land, like, Thoughtseize, whatever. You can Thoughtseize whatever you want. Oracle is hopefully going to fix this a little bit. We want to try to find like something good to play on 3, like Caliph or Thassa. Maybe even another Master would be okay. Took out Trickster, that's interesting. This tells me he probably does have something like Liliana. So if that's the case, then Wizard's Retort might be a little bit too slow here. I don't think he has any basic lands. Like, those are both very good. I think we might be... I like both of these. I think that we might be best served by putting Gadwick. This is so hard. Maybe Caliph is the thing that can actually kill Liliana. So it'll have very high power. But Gadwick will draw us a bunch of cards. He's going to make us discard a bunch of stuff, so maybe Gadwick is more important. Alright, pass. Alright. We'll just play another Oracle next turn, I think. So it only has 2 lands. That's a good sign for us. Alright, so attack. Okay, so we'll play another Oracle and try to, maybe this time we'll dig for a counterspell. I think that's the one that goes on top. So I don't want to play Master just yet, because I feel like he has 2 lands and a Lily in his hand. I think that's why he would lead me with Master. No? Okay, so that's interesting. So let's attack. If I have to discard a card, I think I'm discarding the Master of Waves. Alright, we need the Thassa, because now if we find Nykthos, then this is just going to get really dumb. Okay. What do you have? Like, alright, sure. I guess attack. Alright, let's not get too greedy with this. Because at any point he could just, like, Thoughtseize us again, so... That's good. So this hand looks really weird, so maybe there's, like, Languish or something, I don't know. That could happen. It seems like the kind of deck that would do Murderous Rider on that, that's fine. Well, that's going to help a lot. So now, essentially, anything he casts that's cost 3 or more mana is getting Wizard's Retorted, and if he doesn't do anything, I will probably just flash in Borrower. Okay. If he's not casting Murderous Rider, that means he's probably holding up removal of some kind. Does this actually matter? This thing attacks for 4 in the air, right? And these can actually both block this. I think I'll actually let this resolve. Yeah, because I'm just going to put the spear on this thing. That's helpful. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think this game is just over at this point, and then we put this on the Borrower. Yeah, and like almost anything he does is just losing at this point. Hooligan's Command, let's not and say we did. The Retort seems to be helping. Yeah, there we go. That was his last attempt. So, yeah, this hand looks like his deck just did not cooperate at all. Had a very slow start with 2 tap lands. Alright, well, we're slowly working our way back into this. Alright, on to round 3. Well, we are on the play against Dane 422. It's a weird hand. I mean, we're not doing anything until turn 3. I don't know if this... I guess we can bounce something with Borrower, but I think I mulligan this. Alright, I'm going to keep this, and I think I'm going to put a Gadwick on the bottom. Okay. We just have to hope to draw more lands. So they're going to already know what the deal is with this. But the thing is, now this is really scary because we don't have to play anything on our turn ever. Okay. That's not really where I want to be. So you know what? I have to pretty much always manually click this now. What is the black splash in this deck for? What do you got going on? They're using the pretty new Nykthos lands. I've considered playing these in my paper deck. They're really pretty, but I still have... Okay, so is this like a reanimator deck of some kind? Maybe. I've seen... You know, I still have these for my Pioneer deck in paper, and they're nice, and I refuse to give up my Zendikar 236s for Modern and Legacy. Alright, I'm curious what's going on with this thing. Do you have like some kind of cool graveyard shenanigans you're doing? This could be like Dredgeless, I think. They're like a Sultai deck. Thassa's Oracle, okay, so this is definitely some sort of stupid graveyard deck for sure. Alright, well, we're just passing here. We're just going to play Harbinger at the end of his turn, I guess. So Thassa's Oracle. So I'm assuming that because this is a Surveil card and this is Oracle, something is going to dump his deck. So maybe there's like the Chronic Flooding and through the Breach thingy going on. Or the Underworld Breach. It's possible. He hasn't played any red sources though. I guess I'm just going to cast Harbinger of the Tides. Because I want to get something on the board to start attacking him with. And sure, he can take whatever he wants. Like, it doesn't matter at this point. They all do approximately the same thing, which is to say murder the opponent. This is a 5/5. This is going to be like a 6/3. This thing is just a 3/3 that can like tap his stuff down. And Master Waves is probably the least scary thing right now, but if I ever get to 4 mana, then that's going to be super scary, so... The trick is we just need... If we draw Nykthos, then he's in like a world of shit. Alright, took Thassa, so that's the thing that's going to be hardest for him to deal with. This probably has like regular removal spells of some kind. Probably stuff like Fatal Push. So what are you doing here? You're going to cast like another one of these. Oh, Collective Brutality, discarding Jace. Alright, so is this this is some kind of Dimir like self-mill deck. Interesting. He was very scared that I was gonna draw like Nykthos and just play like Master Waves, apparently. Unfortunately now, like, we don't have anything to do because we're just mana screwed. And look, we basically did not draw a card this turn because Leyline fucking sucks. If he has like another Jace, we are in a world of shit. Dig Through Time. Well, that's actually almost worse. Because now this is like Jace plus something else. Oh god, I don't... We need to get like these things online, and this was a... Yeah, we just missed a draw for a turn. That's what happens. Sure. Alright, well, that's still not a land. But at least we can cast it. Oh my god. Okay, so he's playing the Inverter of Truth combo. Alright. So his deck currently has one card in it. And let me guess, that's like Thassa's Oracle, isn't it? Well, we are fucked. May as well... Oh no, these all get exiled face down. No, he left one... There was one other card in his deck, but we don't know what it was. He might have just an Oracle in hand, so like... I mean, I feel like we should be good, because we have tons of counterspells to bring in against this, but... With just 2 mana, like, we're not pressuring this deck whatsoever. And this thing kills us in 3 turns anyway. I don't know, do you have an Oracle in your hand that you can cast and win the game? Because if you do, you win. Alright. Yeah, there we go. You got it, opponent. Alright. So, yeah, we definitely need counterspells. Master of Waves is not going to be good against this deck. Anything that, like, counters his stupid combo stuff is important. Harbinger does not seem particularly good. Thassa's okay, but it's not something I really want 2 of against this deck. Or I don't. Yeah, I only want to see 1. I need to keep enough stuff that I can actually attack him. I guess I could take out Harbinger of the Tides. The Drakes can counter a Thoughtseize. Or this can also counter what is it? It can also counter the Collective Brutality. So that's actually worth noting. I think the rest of these things I really want to keep. Guess I can cut 1 Gadwick, because I don't want to tap out too often against them. Alright. Yeah, we just need to, like, not get land screwed. And, like, 'cause getting stuck on 2 was just abysmally terrible. Okay. I'd like to play first. I guess, because we have a counterspell in ley lines, whatever, we're going to keep it. Again, this is like we mulliganed anyway, so fuck it. If they Thoughtseize us, we're going to be in trouble, though. Okay, well, they still have 1 more turn to get this out of... Like, they have discard spells to just eat this, so... I don't need to do anything in my turn. I can wait till their turn. Is this Oracle? No, Discovery. Okay, that's fine. We have to get Trickster out so this gets online. Come on, Mystical Dispute would be good. That's not terrible either. If we can find something to do with all this mana, that would be great. Mm-hmm. Do this Thassa's Oracle, that's fine. Alright. Alright, So it's just those two right now. So no inverter just yet, but he's definitely looking for it. So I'm just going to Trickster down Thassa's Oracle, and then hope that we can draw something else to use this Nykthos mana on. Tap this down so we can get in extra attacks. That's not really where I want to be. I have like a bajillion mana and nothing to do with it. We have the combo and then nothing. So I guess I just have to hold up this as long as I can. They have 7 cards in hand. They're just gonna like Thoughtseize us, surely, just or Collective Brutality. No, okay, that's still fine, because if they're surveilling, then that means maybe they don't have 4th land. They could be choked on mana, and we could be flooding. We need Gadwick badly. If I could find Gadwick, I can turn this around like in 1 turn. Because we get 2, 4, 6, 8 mana. So we can draw 5 cards off of a Gadwick. Yeah, there's no point to attacking. Like, not killing me that way. I guess I can just tap this down and attack again. I guess I'm going to put him to 10. Sure. So I can do this on the end step and still have this held up. Fatal Push. Alright, that's going to happen. Yeah, the castle's also a pain in the ass, because now we have more card draw. He has 5 cards, though, so he can't really use it, but he also doesn't really need it. But I feel like Dig Through Time is probably coming. I almost kind of feel like we have to counter Dig Through Time. And it doesn't even matter, though, if the dig resolves, like... Okay, so... That's bad. How do I do this here? It's gonna +1 it. I can't actually kill it. Alright, I'm gonna counter this. I'm tapping the Nykthos to play around Mystical Dispute. We need to do something quickly. Yes, I have nothing else to do this turn. I really need, like, Gadwick. That sort of helps, but... I can Fatal Push 1, that's fine. Okay, Gadwick the Wizened, that's what's going on top. Is that way we can activate Nykthos for 8 mana, draw 5 cards, and then potentially have a counterspell up. So let's attack. just block Trickster and take one. I'll do this on his end step. He hasn't shown us like Dispute, but I assume that they have that in this deck. So maybe the right thing to do is not get greedy here. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. I think I will leave up 3 mana. I will just draw 4 cards, because if they have Dispute, I want to be able to pay for it. Okay. That's actually really good. Yeah. Okay, well now I feel like it's probably close to over. I can tap this down and attack for 6. Okay, or I could just attack for 4. It's still a 2-turn clock either way, but I think I just want to keep up the 2. Can I? I don't. I can't actually keep up 2 counter spells right now unless they do it at the same time. Alright, this is fine. You know what? I can just cast another Gadwick at the end of their turn. Draw like a million more cards. Alright. One sec. Alright. Yeah, I don't need to do anything because I still have Leyline up. Just making sure this is still going. Alright. You can Thoughtseize me all you want, that's fine. You can Thoughtseize and take a summary dismissal. Unfortunately for you, we actually have 2 counterspells, so. And we can also potentially draw more with Gadwick if we really need to. So we already have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that was way too much for you to deal with at that point. So, conceded game 2. Alright. It did something that game, I guess. Maybe this is a little bit more important than I gave it credit for. We have to cut one thing. I guess maybe Brazen Borrower. That's fine. I'd rather have Gadwick. Oracle does seem to be important, though. Making sure that we actually draw something we need. Having 2 of these in our opening hand is probably not good. I think this is a mulligan, because we've already effectively mulliganed with that. This is much better. We're going to keep this, put a Trickster in the bottom. This can counter a Thoughtseize, and this can counter other stuff. Yeah, alright, well, that's fine. They take this, but this is at least something, so. And we're going to get the Drake out first before the Trickster. I feel like they have to take the Dispute, unless they have another Thoughtseize, but. Yeah, I think that this is going to be the one for that. Really? Okay. That's interesting. So if they took Trickster, I'm curious why they took that card. They have another Thoughtseize maybe, or Duress. Okay, so that makes sense. But why not this? Like, this is going to turn off future discard spells, and you can only take this now. So, oh, yeah, I can't do anything about that. So, you can take Dispute. So, what else do you got? That's not bad. But this does have this effect, which can counter those things. So we can protect the Wizard's Retort. Yep. They're going to fill up their graveyard looking for stuff. And I guess the combos, they want to exile stuff with Dig Through Time and then cast Inverter when their graveyard's basically empty. And now we just need to draw threats, basically. I think like Brazen Borrower would be pretty good. I guess there's an argument maybe I should have played Castle Ventress there. If they played Jace, I have to counter that. And any discard spell, I have to counter it too with this Drake. I mean, they probably feel like the coast is clear, so they took this away, so... yeah. It's just like 2 mana Preordain, except it goes to the graveyard instead of the bottom of the deck, so... I think most of the time that's actually better. Well, okay, for 1 mana it would be like almost strictly better than Preordain, because the graveyard is basically your second hand, so... So they put another one of these in the graveyard and took whatever the other card was. So is it Oracle time? No, they just go for the third one. Okay. So this would be a good turn to draw like an Oracle, actually. Because we need a Wizard. So we can play the Wizard and hold this up. We just keep flooding out. Damn it. We need something to do with this mana. Because I feel like he has to have something like Jace, and maybe he's just looking for an opportunity to play it. At some point, though, he's going to have like 2 of whatever card it is he's trying to resolve, and this 1 counterspell is not going to be enough. We need more than just this. Alright. Yes. I don't think I can counter this. Like, if he's doing this, then this means he might be setting up for Inverter of Truth. So he exiled as many cards as he can, so it will have to be able to counter Inverter. Damn it, this is getting rough. So really, we want, like... I don't even know what we want, to be honest. Maybe Mystical Dispute would be good this turn. Because that way we can cast Retort, and then if they try to counter it, we can cast Dispute on their counterspell. But I guess the only thing they could probably have is Mystical Dispute. Because we wouldn't have 3 mana for this, so... They're not casting it this turn, and if they try to like make me discard a card, I have no choice but to sacrifice this. So if this is collective brutality, like, we definitely have to. Yeah, you can't let that happen. I don't want. You can't know what I have. I need you to not know, because if you take my retort, I'm dead. Oh my God, what are we doing here? We've drawn 4 non-land cards in like 7 lands. Jeez. Sure, you got me. Yep. Cast Inverter. There's nothing I can do about it. We've just been flooding out, so. He has 5 cards in his deck. Like, that's not good. This thing is a 4-turn clock by itself. These are both terrible at this point. Like, they don't do anything. Okay, well, the deck doesn't want us to win, so. There's not really. There go 2 more lands. Uh. He's only 4 cards away. Like, Oracle is just going to win at some point. Or if he has 2 of them. That's going to be enough. Yeah, we're done. I can't stop that. That's brutal. Like, wow, this deck, I don't know, it's just way too clunky against that. I would much rather have stuff like Siren Stormtamer in the deck because, unlike Leyline, Stormtamer actually does things like counter the discard spells and protect your counter spells. And it also attacks, so, yeah, I don't know. And we did just flood out a lot there, and that there was nothing to do with any of the mana. It sucked. I don't know if that's necessarily like a match I would want Leyline for. I still think like Stormtamer and just playing like a normal curve is better. Yeah, we go between like having these games where it's like, okay, well, cast Gadwick and draw 5 cards, like that's really cool, but then there's also times like, okay, there's like 2 Leylines and like a million mana and nothing to do with it. It's terrible. Alright, let's see if we can like fight back here a little bit. I'm not a fan of this deck so far. Alright. Why does this say, like, he rolled a 4, I rolled a 1, he rolled a 1, I rolled a... Okay. So he rolled a 6, I rolled a... I don't understand what that's all about, but I do get to go first, so... Well, there's no lands in that, so we have to mulligan, and I guess we're keeping this and putting Island in the bottom. We go turn 1 Island and the Castle Vantress into Nykthos. Plains, okay, so this might be like the Heliod deck. Which is going to be rough, but we got to get Thassa out and start scrying for like some action. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. I'm keeping the Borrower in case he plays turn 3 Heliod, because I will almost definitely need to bounce it. Yeah, how did I know that was coming? I must be psychic. Alright. So do you have Ballista in your hand? Like, okay, well... I can't get that just yet. I have to pass. And if you don't do anything, like, I'm still just going to bounce it anyway. Look at him. He's so fucking gleeful about this. Absolutely, like, that was terrible. Yeah, who's going around saying, like, oh, this combo's so inconsistent? Like, he was gonna turn for us. I guess... And now we have to find a counterspell or we just die. Because if Heliod resolves and this isn't... Well, I think we're just dead, right? Alright, what do we have? Okay, this actually might be fine. I think this works. So what's gonna happen here? Whenever you gain life, right? Damn it. Now I have to actually look up Heliod. Damn it. Sun crowned. Alright, hold on a second. Need to know how many turns I have. So it's when he gains life. So this thing, whenever another creature enters the battlefield or dies, you gain a life. Okay, so I think I can put this on top, because if he plays Heliod, I can just bounce like either the Ballista or the Heliod back to his hand. He can't take a counter off of it just yet, and I can keep him from being able to do that for at least a turn. So while I can flash in like Borrower, bounce something, and then hopefully the turn afterwards do something. Or he actually can't combo off this turn, I don't think. I don't think he has another way to put a counter on a creature. Alright, I'm going to put it on top. And just hope for the best. This is dangerous as hell. Because we know he has Heliod and he's going to play it. Yeah, so he doesn't have the mana to put a counter on this just yet. Okay. Yeah. I can just bounce this back to his hand right now and try to dig for a counterspell. Or I can bounce the Heliod back to his hand. I think that makes more sense. Right? Yeah, because this will take 4 mana, and this thing's not going to get any counters then. And Thassa has to dig for something. He's not going to be able to kill my Borrower because he's going to lose his combo if he does. He doesn't have mana to do this, so... Alright. Come on, Thassa. We need, like, Wizard's Retort, I think. That is not going to do it. Okay, this is, like, desperation mode here, so... Cast Gadwick and draw 1 card? I think I am in some shit right now, because if... Yeah. Actually, this might be okay. Because I have the option to, if he tries to do this, I can just tap it down with the Brazen Borrower. And then, yeah, I can use this to tap it down. Hold on, cancel. No, but he can give this thing lifelink too. That sucks. That's not going to work, because either that will get lifelink or that will get lifelink. That can only tap down either one of them. So, I guess... I have to draw Wizard's Retort off the top. That's not helpful, because I think now we just lose. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Alright, we're dead. Nah, fuck it. Just F6. Whatever. Do your thing. Have fun. Show the world what this deck actually does. This was so bad. Alright. Yeah, no, this is dumb. This is really, really dumb. I think that we've already set the precedent that, like, two-card combos, especially ones where both pieces are actually really useful, should not be in this format, but time will tell, I guess. I don't... I mean, I don't know how exactly, like, we fight this. Do I have to bring in more counter spells? Because if, like, Ballista resolves, like, we're fucked. That's just... These cards are, like, really slow against this deck. Like, this is bad, and, like, this is also really bad. I don't know if I want Master of Waves against the Ballista deck. Caliph seems sort of fine. Thassa seems sort of fine. I think maybe Master is not sort of fine, so maybe we just bring in, like, this. Like, the rest of these cards are not particularly good, and I just don't think this one is either. This also doesn't, like, counter this right away, so... We're on the play, so I think this is better. See. I don't know if that's right or not, but I feel like against Walking Ballista, I don't want to keep Master Waves. Yes. I would love to play first. I think I have to keep this. I have a counter spell, so I don't die to the combo at least. I'll just play Trickster in his end step. Yeah, that's a pretty good devotion card. Bolster 1, that puts a +1/+1 counter on something, right? Oh my god. Somebody message me while I'm doing this. Let me see. I don't hope, maybe, yeah, oh, the sound effects are really loud. I didn't notice that. Hold on a sec. I guess I just attack. Alright, hopefully that's going to help. You know, there's people are listening right now, so the sound is a little bit loud, understandably. So if he plays Heliod, I have to counter that, I think. Otherwise, okay, well, that I have to counter, for sure. Alright, we have 2 Tricksters. This might be a good turn to actually get Leyline in play. So then I can play Thassa on the next end step. Because there's nothing he can really do this turn that's like going to blow me out this way. Yeah, sure, you have 2 ballistas, you have 2 ballistas. There's nothing I can... Like, now it's just down to keeping Heliod from being a thing. This card is, like, so disgusting in this deck. I think this thing only makes things bigger if they have, like... If they're, like, the weakest... They're tied for the weakest power thing on the board. Yeah, you can just do this and just keep bolstering my stuff. Alright, well... I have to just, like, pass here, I guess. Now, the good news is if he attacks with Ballista, I can actually counter it. Or I can just, I can Trickster this thing down and, like, double block it. What the hell is he... I guess that's fine. Scry 2, gain a life. Alright. What else is happening here? Whenever a perm... Okay, that's... I mean, that's bad, but... Yeah, I don't think you can reasonably make an attack here. There's too many ways this goes poorly. He has no cards in hand, so... That's not terrible. I don't have mana for this yet, but I might in the near future. That's... What do I need now, though? I'm gonna put it on the bottom. My goal is to try to use both tricksters in a way that I can, like, somehow eat these things in combat. Alright. Yep. So he could have Heliod on the board right now, but I don't think he can reasonably attack still. Really? I think this is going to kill this thing. Alright, well, we managed to get there by blowing him out in combat, so... Okay! Game 3. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is not as good on the draw. I don't know. I still think we have to run it like this. Alright. See. Up against Teliod. This is not actually that bad. The only thing is we don't really have a good way of not dying in turn 3. Alright. I'm going to keep this. Well, it's not turn 3. I think I have to do it in turn 4. So we have a chance to get Harbinger and Trickster out. And then we'll have the 4 mana up for this. Yeah, you have Charming Prince. I mean, you can scry to. I'm just going to put Harbinger out, and I'm not going to bounce that. And if he doesn't play Heliod, then I'll probably play Caliph. Because I need to start making use of these. This will stop him. No, it's not going to actually stop that from doing anything. Drew a card. Okay, that's good. But then I'll be able to hold this up. So we have one more turn where if Heliod doesn't come down, then we can play the ley line, I think. And then we'll be able to curve out nicely here. Okay, this is a good sign. Elspeth conquers death. I don't like that. That feels like something that has to probably get countered. Am I fine with trading this for these two things? I think I am. Or even just the owl would be okay. Yeah, that I have to, I think, counter. Alright, well you've got like a bajillion mana. So Nykthos, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could be getting comboed this turn. Yeah, that... Okay. Well... I think that we have to do this. He has 2 mana left, but whatever. Can't afford to block. It's not terrible. Unfortunately, like, I don't have a good way to abuse it just yet. It's got 2 cards left, and it's going to start going crazy with this. He could trade both of these with the Caliph. So I could cast Gadwick, and so this would be 4, 5. I could draw 2 cards with it, or I could just play Gadwick and then play Trickster. I don't know if that's really that good. The other option is I could play Trickster. Maybe this... Oh, this is getting really difficult now. He's got 2 cards left. Like, if he has the combo, like, we're basically just dead anyway. What if I play Gadwick and draw 1 card, and maybe it's a land I could play this? I don't know if that's enough, actually. So if I play the Leyline, the next turn this taps for 6 mana. So that might be better. But I don't have lands, like, that doesn't help. Alright. Alright, I guess I'm just putting the shields down. Hold on. Oh. I have nothing against him right now, so I have to dig for something. Alright, well that's definitely something. I don't have any need to attack right now. Just please don't find it. We don't have a lot of time here. Yeah, okay. Do you have it? Did you have it the whole time? I mean, I can't stop that. So presumably you're getting rid of Gadwick here. I'm getting rid of this. That's interesting. That's super terrible. Okay, so they don't have Heliod yet. That's good. So it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I can afford to block this right now. I need the devotion for Gadwick. There's just no other way. I guess it doesn't matter because he can just he has enough mana to just ballista me in the face. So okay, so what can I do here? I don't think any of this matters. Five. Play Nykthos. Now, if I play like Merfolk Trickster, I guess like I have no idea what could possibly save me. Sure, I'll tap that thing. I can't think of anything that I can draw to save myself at this point, so I'm just gonna draw cards and pretend that I have a plan. Okay, I guess I'm just drawing. I could draw 3 cards and then maybe like it's in my sideboard. All the Master Waves are in the sideboard, so anything I draw I only need 3 mana for. I will keep this one. Yeah. Sure. Interesting. You're just not even going to try to do that. Okay, I don't know why they're giving us another chance, but I think we have one. Or do you have like another ballista? This is still super losing. You can give it lifelink and then put a counter in this thing, and I think we're still alive then. Alright, we're gonna go to 1. Alright, we lose. There was nothing to do there at that point. No, this Heliod deck is ridiculous. Like, I don't have a good plan against how to beat that. We need like Sorceress Spyglass, but even that's like not terribly good. Ballista is just like so ridiculous. They resolve that card and just put billions of counters on it, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. And they threaten to just win with Heliod too. Like, geez, that's insane. I don't think Leyline did anything that game, so let's see if it does anything this time. We're on the draw. This is terrible. I have to mulligan this. This is actually, like, worse. Yeah, I can't keep it. Sure. I don't know what to... I guess... Nykthos? We're up against spirits again. Beautiful. Alright, well... Mausoleum Wanderer is going to make this petty theft really bad. Alright. Blue-white spirits it is. Yeah. And Supreme Phantom on turn 2 is going to make things a lot harder. We basically did not draw a card this turn, so now... I guess now we just have to bounce the Wanderer back to hand. Because if they sacrifice it to counter this, I'm cool with that. This is terrible. This league sucks. I don't like this at all. I feel extremely out of my element, and I know that I'm not playing well. And I hate that we've had multiple times... Jeez. Yeah. Taking 1 is better than taking 3. Oh my god, we're fucked. We can't draw another land. I can't cast any spells. Like, if this was Storm Tamer, I could at least play it. I again just have to save myself life. He's stuck on 2 lands as well, but if he hits 3 before us, then Spellcrawler's just going to start wrecking us. And at any given point, like, Rattle Chains is also a potential problem. No. Okay, so cool. I spent 2 mana to kill off this Wanderer. That's actually fine by me. Well, Spectral Sailor is not good for us. So they still have a clock and we don't. Yeah, we're now just like straight dead. They're attacking for 5. They have lethal on board. This comes like too little too late. I mean, I guess we can block this and take... No, we're fucked. We're not. Spirits killed us this game. We got mana screwed on a mull to 5. So bad. I am not going to be proud to upload this, but I am going to upload it because I don't hide failure. I guess Master of Waves is the thing that's coming out. Drakes at least block the fly. Oh, actually, you know what? No, the Shadow Spears are better than the stupid Drakes. And... actually, the Wizard's Retorts are not super great. The disputes are fine because they cost 1, but the retorts are not fine because like they usually cost 2 or 3. Yeah, that's fine. Do it like this. I'd rather cut the retort. Just because of the Mausoleum Wanderer. I would love to play first. This is terrible. We've already mulliganed because of this. Because we have 2 Thasses. I guess we're keeping this and we are putting... What do we do here? Like... I guess the Shadow Spear goes in the bottom. Yeah, I guess that has to be what it is because we need this. No. Alright, now pass. All of our cards have flash now. That's sort of helpful. I want to get this underneath Mystical Dispute. Trickster or Borrower? I think Borrower on top actually makes more sense. Flying is important versus this deck. Ooh, Mutavault is not a good sign for like Port Town Mutavault means they probably don't have a bait like a no islands or plains. Let's bounce this thing. Get more devotion out. Now if they spend their turn just recasting the stupid Phantom, then we can just slam Gadwick. Draw 3 cards. Yeah, okay, that's great. Again, I want to do this before he has counterspells up. Okay, more devotion fuel. May as well attack, get in our 1 damage. So we have a huge mana advantage, and at this point, yeah, it's going to be hard for him to come back. So we can just start tapping things with Gadwick. And this is not a card they want to bounce. Okay, so... yeah, I think I just do this again. Alright, come on, let's at least, like, win this match and finish, like, on a high note. This is a terrible hand. This is really not a good hand either, but I'm almost kind of inclined to just gamble on it and put, like, Caliph on the bottom. We kept 7 cards. We have 2 turns to draw a land. I don't think going to 5 is going to help us. Alright, I'm going to keep... This is a really ridiculously dangerous thing to be doing. So if we don't draw another land, we're going to lose. Out. Yep, Hollowed Fountain. Alright, well, on the plus side, it's going to make our tempo bears a little bit better. Like, Harbinger is actually better against, like, Sailor this way. Shocking means Phantom. Yep. Okay, so we have a chance here. I can actually Harbinger this thing right now. You can't counter it then if I do that. Or I could play Oracle so I can get a third land. That might be more important. No, I think I need to Harbinger and save myself the life because we're going to be racing for a while. Yeah. Yes. Because at least that's not going to be able to damage us next turn. This deck is definitely sideboarding Mystical Disputes against us, so I just want to try to play around them whenever I have the opportunity to do so. Okay, Wanderer is fine. They also did leave up Dispute. I can't block with the Harbinger, so I may as well attack with it. I guess here is where I just play Thassa's Oracle. Because I need to get another land. Nykthos, ideally. I could put Island on the top. 3 mana lets me get out Thassa. I think I have to do that. It's the only way I have a chance of racing this. Fortunately, he's still stuck on 2, so... I think this might be a good opportunity to try to play Merfolk Trickster and the Phantom and kill off the Sailor. I don't know, maybe we could stabilize this. So he didn't seem to have Mystical Dispute because I feel like he would have used it on this thing. I'm definitely countering this. If he wants to sack this one for that one, that's fine. I think he's just going to let this trade, though. I can't have him putting more flying power in the play. So I guess maybe Nykthos is what I'm looking for this turn. It's not terrible either. Alright, pass. I don't know what we can possibly do, but I don't think that's the thing that's going to help us. You can only attack with two things. I guess I can block one of them. I can block the Wanderer with the Borrower. Maybe this isn't over yet. Let's get this in underneath counter magic so I don't die. Because this can trade with the Wanderer. I don't know, it's close. We might get there. Because if he plays that, I'm definitely just going to block this thing. Like, no matter what, I have to block this, I think. He's at 4. So he can block one thing. He hasn't played 1-drops in a while, so he probably doesn't have any more 1-drops. And I might have to gamble on that. Well, no, if he plays Supreme Phantom, I have no choice. I have to block this because I will die otherwise. So I think I might need like Trickster or potentially a land so I can play Thassa and... No, that doesn't work. I think I need Nykthos, actually. He has to be concerned because, like, maybe if I draw like another Brazen Bar where I could, that might do it. Okay, that's excellent. Well, that was also a perfect draw. I'm just now, yeah, okay. We just like stole victory by the skin of our teeth because of Thassa and Nykthos. Mystical Dispute's not going to do it. I can just make all of these unblockable and then kill them. Okay, well, I don't know. I guess like when this deck does its thing, it looks like really cool, but this just seems so bad on its own. Like every time that like we draw this like on turn 2 or 3, like it's just basically not drawing a card. I don't it's weird. And we don't have Tempesion. Like we cut Tempesions in order to play Caliph, so we don't have extra flying power. This thing like basically needs Thassa to push it through. I'm not like super impressed by this card either. I think the Tempesion is preferable to me, and I still think like the Storm Tamer is preferable to this. I mean, I can see why, like, if you kind of get the good draws with this deck, like, it definitely does really powerful and stupid things. But if you get the bad draws with this deck, like, it's just awful. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm going to go back to playing Leyline. Like, I'm not going to say that I played this deck perfectly. Like, I definitely made some mistakes that I think didn't help. But this didn't feel like this was a deck that was going to consistently 5-0 a league. Like, I think this is a deck that will consistently like 3-2 a league, or maybe like a 4-1. But I personally feel better if I'm playing something that like has a real curve to it like this. And maybe the Singer can come out. Maybe Oracle's a little bit better than I give it credit for. I might try that in this deck actually. Oracle seems like it could be better than this. Who knows? But yeah, just I don't know. Like this just seems really all in. And like even when we had like opening hands with 2 Thassas in them or like 2 Caliphs, like we've basically mulliganed already, and this isn't even a deck that like I think mulligans particularly well. So it's super kind of all in, and I'm just not a fan of that style of play. I personally value consistency over everything else. So well, we didn't I don't know, we didn't play like a whole lot of this sideboard stuff. I guess, I mean, Dispute obviously has to stay there. I think all of these cards are pretty close to like locked in for me. Like this is kind of what I want against most of these decks, but I don't think this is what I want. Like I think I need to fix this because I don't really care for this, so. And I'm not going to sit here and say that for like 15 more times. You heard me the first like 10, so. We didn't, I don't know, this didn't really seem to do anything, its ability, so. Castle Ventress sort of did something, but at the same time, not really. I guess it's fine. We had mana we needed to draw, not lands, and we ended up drawing a bunch of lands anyway. I think that I'm happier with just 2 Thasses. Like, I understand why this is here, because you need to push through damage by using the unblockable ability with Nykthos here, so. I mean, yeah, I get it. I don't know. This card, I think, was probably the best card that of this list that we tried that's new, so. I can see this, like, you know, replacing, like, some 2-drop slots for us. Yeah, just because it would be a 2/4 that holds a spear, so in our other list, but also it helps us dig for whatever it is that we're missing. Like, if we're missing a land for turn 3, this will help us make sure that we curve out to a land. Or if we need to find, like, a Nykthos for Gadwick, like, this seems like this would be good at doing that, too. Or maybe, like, Master Waves to stabilize. Like, it contributes 2 pips and it helps Master. So, excuse me. I think I'd be interested in playing with the Oracle more, but no, the Leyline, we're done with that, so. Alright, well, this went on for longer than I anticipated, and part of it was because I was playing around with stuff on Discord to try to see if I could get stuff to work like that. I don't know if I would call that a mission success or not. Well, everybody else can be the judge in whether that happened. I saw, like, Nikachu popped in there for a little bit, but yeah, that's all I've got for today. Well, I think we'll go back to playing a more classic Pioneer list for our midweek league. So, all right, I will see you guys later. Take it easy.